Good morning, family. This is Aunt Beth. Welcome to my lamppost. So, this morning, let's talk about money. Oh boy. So, I've been reading this book, The Psychology of Money, and it's been good, eye opening to some extent. It helps articulate some of the things I've been struggling with. I think you all realize it's been a tough year. We've talked about that, before, at least for me, financially. So I've been just really thinking a lot about money and what satisfies, what's the real goal. You know, we use money for so many things, as far as, unfortunately, a sense of identity and self. It's a sense of purpose. For some people, it's hope. But this book was really good in the sense of helping me articulate that, don't kid yourself, money is emotional. And it differentiates between reasonable and rational, and talks about the different experiences that people have with money, shapes their worldview, so to speak, of money. And let me read you a paragraph on enough, because that's what I've been particularly struggling with is the concept of what is enough. And we talked before about I hate being frugal, but I really enjoy being efficient with my money. So anyway, this talks about two people that started out very poor and made hundreds of millions of dollars. And here's two paragraphs that I underlined. And they threw it all away. They ended up defrauding people because they wanted more and went to jail. And they threw it all away because they wanted more. They had no sense of enough. To make money they didn't have and didn't need, they risked what they did have and did need. If you risk something that is important to you for something that is unimportant to you, it just does not make any sense. And I thought, so it's so easy for me, I guess, to keep score with money because it's a tangible thing and things of eternity aren't so tangible. But what am I investing in? Time is my most valuable asset. Am I spending time investing in myself, investing in the kingdom, or am I spending my time trying to get more money to do stuff with? And I started thinking that money is something that I can do, so I don't need God, and I can come to Him on my own terms. Boy, is that presumptuous. I think we all hate the idea that we're not equal with somebody else. Feeling less than. I'm going to come back to the idea of enough. And David said in the Psalms, Lord, don't give me too much that I forget you, and don't give me so little that I end up stealing and defile or profane your name. It's all about the name, really. It's not my reputation, it's his, And I think of all these people scrabbling to love themselves by satisfying themselves with money, and that can be a black hole. I can never love myself or somebody else enough that they'll love themselves. It just can't be done. It's a different kind of hole. And the Proverbs is so full of comments about money. Here's two I wrote down. Don't overwork to be rich because of your own understanding. Cease because time and money fly away. And money can be regained, but time cannot. And that anxiety in the heart of man weighs him down, gives him depression. I love this psalm, because it's really, to some extent, about purpose, about being whole. It says, may he grant you according to your heart's desire and fulfill all your purpose. So, this book was helpful because it talked about money being an emotional thing. I think a lot of investment advisors ignore that and they want you to make rational decisions, whereas I think if you understand where you're coming from, this book points out there's a difference between rational and reasonable and where you are. As far as your history with money shaping your worldview. So I think that, boy, this is a tough subject because it says because we spend our time for money, and in this world we need, things to survive, which we purchase with money. So because we spend our time, it gets linked with your self-identity. So it's hard. And I think we're fooling ourselves if we don't own up to the fact that it's hard. But instead of seeing that as a reflection of myself or my self-value or a way to keep score, if I can realize that this is a seed that God has given me or a tool that I can invest, it helps. But if no matter how much you have, you're not satisfied, if it's stuff, if it's money, if it's this, if it's that, there are some people it's never enough. I don't want to be like that. I want to focus on long-term investing in eternity. Spending time with my family or friends. You'll never get that back, and you'll never regret the time spent with them. Building eternity in the hearts of people. So I have to challenge myself. When is it enough? If I had $1 gazillion, what would I do? Pretty much what I'm doing now, without $1 gazillion. So anyway, this really resonated with me and challenged me in the sense of to be satisfied with what God has given me and the portion that He's given me and the purpose that He's given me, instead of wanting more. I think it helps to be thankful for the things that you have. Oh my gosh. I've been lucky enough to travel to third world countries. And so I'm so grateful that I can walk into a room and turn on a light switch and have light. I can turn on a faucet and have safe drinking water. I can have water without going to a well. I can have hot water. Oh boy. You know, just grateful for the blessings that I have. But more than that, thinking about, and when I asked the Lord what He wanted me to finish with or say in all of this is temporary or eternal. Jesus is enough. So I hope this encourages you and challenges you about where you're spending your time. Are you chasing it for money so that you can do one more thing? You know, rack up points, travel, you know, and not be joyful and thankful for what God has already given you. And if you're on the other end of the spectrum, God is a good, good Father, and He knows what you need, and He'll make a way. He'll meet our needs according to His riches and glory in Christ Jesus. That includes the basic necessities of life. Jesus said, your Father knows you need these things, but seek first the kingdom. So in all this, am I seeking first the kingdom? Boy, I have to challenge myself with that every day. You know, check my attitude at the door. So, anyway, I hope you have a fabulous day. All God's best.